Okay.
Welcome to the Journey of Becoming. I'm your host, Karrie Mitten. Before we get started, a quick question. Are you ready to break through to your next level? Uplevel Your Life Consulting is where executive success meets soul aligned strategy. If you're a high performing professional or an entrepreneur who's accomplished a lot, but deep down knows there's more clarity, more impact, more freedom, more you, then this is your moment. Our executive coaching is for leaders who are tired of performing, hustling, and living by someone else's script, craving alignment between who they are and the business or life they are building. Ready to stop procrastinating, take bold action, and move forward even without all the answers. Looking for the confidence, clarity, and support to build something that finally feels like them. With personalized coaching, proven mindset tools, and strategic vision building, we don't just scratch the surface. We help you rewrite the story, align your actions with your purpose, and step fully into the life that you are meant to live. This isn't about doing more, it's about becoming more of who you truly are. Let's talk about what's possible for you. Book a free clarity call today and let's create a bold vision for the next level of your becoming. Visit www.uplevelyourlifeconsulting.com to schedule your call today because you didn't come this far to only come this far. And now, on with the show. Our guest today is Kelly Parker, speaker, coach, and founder of the Make Your Mark movement. After years in direct sales, following the rules and checking the boxes of success, Kelly realized that she was living by someone else's script. That quiet misalignment led her to rewrite her story, and today she helps women who feel the same tug of exhaustion, performance, and hustle to rediscover who they are, what they truly want, and how to move forward with clarity and confidence. Through mindset work, reflection, and aligned strategy, Kelly empowers women to stop playing small, start living aligned, and build businesses and lives that finally feel like them. Her journey is a powerful reminder that you're not starting over, you're starting aligned. Kelly, welcome to the show.
Glad to be here.
Yeah, beautiful. So let's start at the beginning. I believe that every transformation starts with a turning point. So, can you share with us a pivotal moment or a decision in your life or your business that made you realize that you were meant to do what you're doing today?
Oh gosh, let me see if I can pinpoint one thing.
Hmm.
Um, I knew that I wanted to, I guess I've always had that little spark in me to um entrepreneurship. I didn't even know what it was though, back whenever I started feeling that little tingle inside. I
Mhm.
didn't really know what entrepreneurship mean. I thought it was like owning this conglomerate business, big stuff.
Mhm.
And so I really didn't know what it was, but it was always there. And so I just, I tried different things over and over, and kept quitting.
Mhm.
But just this past year, I just started taking time to reflect and spend time trying to figure out why I am the way I am, why I do the things that I do, why do I procrastinate, all the things that I felt were bad, I
Mhm.
guess, not good things to have, to
Mhm.
habits or whatever to have. And then, and I was starting my business. I was already in the throes of doing it because I was just, I wanted to start this business
Mhm.
and I was determined. And then I started just like journaling. I don't know. It's just, I sat down one day at my computer and I wasn't writing, but I started typing a story. Not a story, but just telling about my childhood in
Mhm.
school, basically, just school years, from grade school and then middle school and then high school. And I was remembering things that I did, things that I said, things that I liked, and things that I didn't like, and things, and it made me really realize that because I've been learning about limiting beliefs. And so when I was doing this, I really saw it kind of made me sad, honestly, to
Mhm.
know how I was and how desperate. I mean, I feel like I was a desperate child to belong.
Mm,
The longing to be liked and to belong. It was, whew, you know, I wanted to be the teacher's pet. I wanted to be helpful. I wanted to be needed.
mm,
And so many things that I remember doing and saying were out of that desperation.
mhm,
And I was always the bigger girl too. I
mhm,
was kind of overweight. I mean, I wasn't obese, but I wasn't the little cute petite girls,
mhm,
that. So, um, and I always had it kind of always stayed with me, and I wasn't ridiculed for it at home or anything. It wasn't like that. It wasn't, but I guess I always knew that being overweight wasn't the best,
mhm,
you know, but so I took it harder, and then of course I was made fun of
mhm,
too. So that was just a double whammy. And
mhm.
that probably made it more of a self-conscious kind of thing. But after I wrote all that out, I was like, it makes me sad to see it because I can also see it, how it's traveled with me all these years. I'm
Right,
56.
right, right.
And it's those, all of that is, been with me. And I think that once I saw the connection,
Mm,
that I knew the problem. I
mm,
knew where my issues were from, and I knew what they were,
mhm,
and it was my belief system.
mhm. Yeah, isn't that amazing how even as a little girl, the belief about ourself is instilled so deeply.
Yes.
And you've heard my story about when my dad said to me, he said, you'll never have success or you won't make a lot of money doing what you would want to do. And
Mm-hmm.
my belief, I instilled right then and there that I wasn't worthy of going after my dream, right? And that
Yeah.
just lasted, it held on for so long, right? And so
Yeah.
if we don't, and certainly as little girls, we don't recognize that until we have an opportunity to look back and go, oh yeah, there's a golden cord, there's a common thread going right through all of that.
Yeah.
Mm.
And I know that parents, when they do say certain things like that, they're doing it out of the goodness of their heart. They really are,
Mhm.
with what they know and what
Yep.
they've experienced and their beliefs.
Hmm.
And they're doing it out of love.
Hmm.
But sometimes we take it and twist it, and it affects us later.
And then we're carrying the generational
Hmm.
curse, right? We're
Hmm.
carrying
Yeah.
that baggage.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're carrying the
Because
baggage of our past,
yeah.
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 So, good grades, go to college, all the things it's supposed to do, the way it's supposed to happen.
Right.
And, I did all those things. I
Yeah.
made good grades. I was, a good child, a good student,
Yeah.
went to college, got a degree, all the things.
Hmm.
And I'm not sorry for it,
Hmm. Hmm.
but it's
So,
just
so
still
when
held.
when did you, looking back, when did you know the moment that you realized you were ready to step into the coaching, the true purpose that why you're here? I mean, what was that moment? Do you remember that? Or was it just the typing out on your computer and reading it back?
I think that really solidified it.
Uh-huh.
I was already determined that and made the decision I wasn't going to quit because I
Uh-huh.
felt truly called to do it. I knew that I was supposed to help people, and I
Yeah.
want to really make a positive impact on people.
Hmm.
So I had already made the decision to
Hmm.
do it.
Hmm.
But I think once I started, going back and replaying some things in my mind, that it just solidified it. And then it gave me courage
Hmm.
that I didn't have still,
Hmm.
to be vulnerable
Hmm.
and to share
Hmm.
this, more about me.
Right.
And because I've never wanted to be vulnerable and be open to criticism and rejection and not
Right.
belonging and people dislike me and all those things, because that was the core of my being,
Hmm.
for so long. And I
Hmm.
think it just gave me courage to not think that way anymore, to really focus on not worrying about it.
Yeah, and I love, a mentor once told me that my mess is my message, right?
Yep,
That
yep,
that the things that I go through it is the reason that I do that is because it was a divine calling for me to go through that in order for it to become now my message to share and support other women in and not maybe not in the same, transformation that the same things that we're going through, but knowing that I've made it through to the other side, that I'm here to support others going through the things that they're going through.
yeah.
So you mentioned trying lots of things and quitting. To tell
Hmm.
tell me a little bit about what that looked like and what was going through your mindset then.
Um, I well, I am a like an impulse shopper kind of person. Still am. Trying to work on that
Hey
too.
there, sister. You're speaking to the choir right now.
But I was also an impulse um direct salesperson.
Okay. Uh-huh.
So it was like I was always when somebody I saw something that looked so good, too good to be true kind of good, I had to try it.
The shiny bells
So
ball.
yes, I was a shiny oh yeah, next shiny thing I had to get in. And I
Yep.
felt like I was going to truly miss out on it if I
Yep.
didn't right then.
Hmm.
And then, of course, I'm excited at the beginning and gung ho and fired up and ready to roll.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
then over time, I would get to a certain point,
Yep.
um, and then I was never in any of them more than 2 years.
Hmm.
I'm with one now that's been three, over three, I think, four, I don't know. But anyway,
Okay.
um, it's still not my passion, I have
Right.
found, but I am still with one because I love the company and the product. So, hey,
Yep.
but I would get to a certain point and I would feel like I was really getting there. And I'm like, could see me just going all the way. And
Yep.
then I it just kind of leveled off, plateaued.
Yep.
All of my excitement was gone after that.
Yep.
A month or so of just flatlining. I
Yep.
was just And then it dwindled and I was no longer enjoying it.
Hmm.
I felt like I'm not meant to do this. I'm a failure, blah, blah, blah. And then I would quit.
Yeah.
Or if another shiny object showed up, and
Hmm. Hmm.
that I would say, okay, this is where I'm supposed to be, then just leave this one to that one.
Hmm.
Sometimes they overlapped like that, sometimes they didn't.
Right.
But so it was kind of like that I
Yeah.
just
I call that our thermostatic setting. Like when and this is my perception as because I did the same thing. I did a few direct sales things, and I would constantly be looking for the next best thing. And even in my corporate career, the next best thing, what was the next thing? And I would reach a certain point in my career where there was too much good coming in. And so then I would be like, oh, the shoe's going to drop. Something's going to happen. This can't last. This doesn't happen to people like me, blah, 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 the whole thing.
mhm,
Right. And then I would either quit or I would find another job or I'd do something different. And that's our thermostatic setting. It's the setting that we set that allows the good to come in. Right. And
yeah,
because it's a thermostat, we can set it. We can change it. Right. But
yeah.
it's a cybernetic system. So what that means is it goes back to where the setting is, right? So if there's too much good going on, we're gonna look at it and go, oh no, no, this is too like something's gonna happen. This can't last. Those types of thoughts in our head, right?
I don't think that I thought there was too much coming in because I knew that I still had to be, I was not even close because I never truly got I don't not the success that I wanted.
Uh-huh.
Um, I don't think it was that for me, but I think that I really didn't understand too about how a business works. When you're on a run, you can't take your foot off the pedal.
Mm-hmm.
You can't say, "Oh, it's good. I can coast for a little bit." because I had such a fantastic month and then take a break.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you take a break and it is like starting all over again
Mm-hmm.
a lot of times.
Uh-huh.
And then the newness isn't there anymore.
Uh-huh.
That newness from the beginning isn't there. So I don't have all that. I
Right.
just have, uh, unfulfilled. I am upset. I'm
Mm-hmm.
down. I'm, depressed over it. And so a lot. And a part of it is that, but I still saw the fizzle
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that just started happening.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't gung ho about trying to get it back on track.
Mm-hmm.
I just didn't feel that fire in
Mm-hmm.
me to
Mm-hmm.
say, "Oh gosh, I'm slacking. I have got to get back on this because this is my thing. This is it. This is my passion. This is my purpose. All the I didn't
Yeah,
have that.
I've heard people say, and coaches of mine have said, most people quit the day before the miracle happens,
Yep,
right?
I can see that too.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So on your journey, as you're going through all this, how did you manage, or how are you managing now, fear and self-doubt? Because I know in direct sales, it's absolutely, there's a lot of, can I really do this? Am I really going to be able to do this? And now as a entrepreneur and a
Mm-hmm.
coach, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I have this, this happened to me all the time, fear and self, who's going to listen to me? How am I going to build this business? Am I really cut out for this? Are people going to really listen to me? Right? And so how do you manage that on your journey?
I try my very best because there are moments,
Hmm.
but
Yeah.
if I have them, I try to just stop them immediately.
Hmm.
I try to just, um, like, for instance, doing something like this podcast
Yeah.
keeps me accountable.
Right.
And when I talk about it, like on here,
Hmm.
it fires me up
Yeah.
and it makes me want to. And I was talking to somebody last night. I was in a Zoom last night, and we were talking about. It was real casual, but I was like, I mean, I'm doing it, and I know that I can help people.
Hmm.
I know I can,
Hmm.
and I know how.
Hmm.
And so I keep talking to myself,
Hmm. Yep.
that I just keep telling myself I can. I
Yeah.
know I can, and that's what I'm meant to do.
Yeah.
And it's important to me. I
Right.
have always been somebody who I mean, I have a degree in education, so I
Hmm.
love to teach people. I love to train people.
Hmm.
I love to learn.
Hmm.
Where uh, and that has kind of been an Achilles heel for me because that's where I've been stuck too.
Hmm.
Learning because that's an easy way instead of putting yourself out there. You just gather the information and keep gathering and gathering. And I
Hmm.
was stuck in that gathering mode instead of the action. So,
Yeah.
but I just try to just halt it immediately. I don't let myself dwell on it.
Hmm.
Um, and I probably have not dwelt more than a half a day, if
Hmm.
that, because if I am feeling frustrated
Hmm.
or if I'm in here working and I'm getting tired, I'm getting frustrated,
Hmm.
I just, okay, I'm done for the day.
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
stop it, get away from it, and I don't last. Then I'll start writing or I'll start listening to something positive and I'll just say, it's happening.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
have to reinforce
Yeah.
what I already know and
Yeah.
not listen to it.
Yeah, because what we know for as coaches, what we know is fear will always be a companion on the road to success,
Yeah.
right? And I tell my clients all the time, just know that fear will be part of this. So
Hmm.
you put fear in the passenger seat and you become the
Yep.
driver, right?
Yep. Right.
That's how
I'm
we
not
get
gonna,
past
yep.
fear.
It's not gonna drive me
No, it's not
anymore.
going to drive me. I'm going to drive it. It's coming with me. I know that because courage is part of, what we do, right? But I'm
Yep.
driving. I'm taking the action. I'm doing the thing,
Yeah.
not the fear, right?
Yeah. So I have the courage to actually say those things now
Mhm. Yeah,
about myself
absolutely.
that I do have something people need.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
so I just am confident in it most of the time.
Of course. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's always
Yeah.
that self-doubt,
Yeah.
and as
Yeah.
a solopreneur, right? There's always those times where our I call it the crappy Carrie, excuse my language, but the
Uh-huh.
crappy Carrie will say, hey, why are you doing this? You've been doing at this for a long time, maybe it's time to quit. And it's like, no, and here's what I always also think about is this is not just a dream or a job. This is a calling.
Mhm.
It's a sacred calling
Mhm.
that my God is calling me into this.
Mhm.
And if I don't step into it, then there's going to be women out there who don't have the opportunity to step into their greatness.
Yep. It's a responsibility.
It's absolutely a divine appointment.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I feel like it's my responsibility to give, because I am known to be I'm a generous person
Mm-hmm.
too, so, I look forward, and I have to be careful with that trying to run a business,
Mm-hmm.
to be too generous, but I am, and I feel like I think that because I have seen a lot of generosity in talking with so many different people, and I have interviewed so many people, and
Mm-hmm.
they're generous,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why they're successful, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
I do believe that it goes hand in hand.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yep.
So one last question, Kelly. Looking back at everything that you've gone through to get where you are today, what's the one piece of advice that you would give to someone who knows that there's something more for them, knows that they're on their journey, have maybe reached a level of success, but they still feel that unfulfillment or that lack of joy. What would be your advice to them?
I feel like if you don't feel really true joy, because I heard somebody say this, and I can't remember who it was, but
Mhm.
somebody said that happiness is your responsibility.
Yes.
Happiness is your responsibility that you're happy, but joy comes from the Lord. But
Mm-hmm.
I feel like if we are called to do something and we aren't doing it,
Hmm.
the joy is not abundant, it's not overflowing. You just don't feel it like bubbling out of you.
Right.
And so if you have that feeling that
Mm-hmm.
there's more, that you are meant for more,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't think you're worthy of it, or that you're equipped to do it, or people wouldn't listen to you, that you don't have confidence, all the things that you might think negatively about yourself,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
they're not true.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say it.
Yeah.
They're not true.
Right.
And I think that I want everybody to be certain that they do have value.
Mm-hmm.
I want them to know that they do have something somebody else needs.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And if they will take the time to find out
Mm-hmm.
what that true calling is, what their purpose is,
Mm-hmm.
that it will light something up in them,
Mm-hmm.
that they will know, and then they will believe
Mm-hmm.
of how important they will become to people.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like a lot of us women, especially my age, it's even after, childbearing, you're just like, what's my purpose now? Because
Mm-hmm.
my priority in the past was my kids and raising them and all the things. And
Mm-hmm.
now it's even intensified for
Mm-hmm.
me
Mm-hmm.
about, what now?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I don't want anybody to ever think that they're not good enough
Mm-hmm. Right.
to help somebody.
Right.
They know more than they know. They
Mm-hmm.
can do more than they have more skills than they ever know, but we don't honor those in women, because some of us didn't work in the workplace a lot to get skills.
Mm-hmm.
But if you've raised children, if you've been a wife and take care of, a household and bills and all the things, there's a lot more about you that you don't realize
Mm-hmm.
that will take you far,
Yeah.
and without a college degree or anything.
Yeah. I love what you're saying, and that is, in my words, that no matter what is on your heart, no matter what calling you or dream that you have, that is truly there's nothing that you can't do, right? That
Right, right. If it's a calling, he
you
will
just get
equip you
just
on
get
what.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
he will equip you for
Yeah.
what you're lacking in, because
Yeah.
not all of us have things that we're not that great at.
Yeah.
But if you just, I just watched a sermon, and it said the details come after the obedience.
Mm-hmm.
So if you just say yes,
Mm-hmm.
because you don't, okay, how am I going to do it? How am I going to afford it? How am I going to get people
Yeah.
to see me? How am I going to get this up and going? Oh, don't worry about it.
Right.
The
Right.
details will come after.
That's right. That's right.
But you've got to believe in yourself too.
Yep.
God does, but you have to as well. And it might take some digging in there, but
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
promise you that it will help. It will manifest out of you, and that
Mhm.
it's possible.
Yeah. Absolutely. Love it.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your journey with us, Kelly. It's been a pleasure hearing about your breakthroughs, about your lessons that you've learned along the way. I'm sure our listeners are going to feel inspired to
I
take
hope so.
their own
Yeah.
bold action steps in their own life.
Yes.
Before we wrap up, where can our listeners connect with you and learn more about your work?
You could find me on Facebook. I'm pretty active there. They're just Kelly Parker. I've got a profile, but also if you go to, I've got a website that has a little bit about me and some free things. So it's kellyparkerxo.com
Yeah.
backslash start dash here.
So say that one more time, Kelly.
Okay, kellyparkerxo.com
Mhm.
backslash start hyphen here.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Wonderful. All right. Well, thank you again for being here today. I know your story is going to be, going to leave our listeners feeling empowered, ready to take action. So, for everyone tuning in, remember your journey of becoming starts with one brave step. Take it today. So, until next time, keep embracing your transformation and your journey of becoming. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.